Some say American history has the tendency to whitewash the legacy and image of founding father George Washington. There is little discussion about his stance on slavery and his history as a slave owner. The new book, Never Caught, the Washington's relentless pursuit of their runaway slave, Oney Judge, tells the story of Washington's obsession with capturing runaway slave Oney Judge. The book also touches on colorism and gender within slavery. Joining us now is the author, Erica Armstrong Dunbar. Still on panel, we have Dr. Greg Carr and we have Clint Smith III. Welcome, Erica.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
This book is a story that needs to be told and at a time that needs to be told. And like I said to you during the break, it's not a story, it's history.
It is.
So this is about the George Washington that everybody doesn't know, because we tend to keep our founding fathers up on a pedestal instead of making us human beings. Just tell us a little bit about how you came to this story.
Sure. No, I came across this story when I was researching my first book, and I focus on African American women's history, and I came across a runaway slave advertisement from the president's house in Philadelphia. And I thought, whoa, wait a minute. Why don't I know this story? And who is this woman? They called her Oney Judge. Her name was Oney Judge, but Oney was the diminutive, the nickname. And her name was in the ad, and it described her, and I thought, wait a minute, this young woman ran away from the president? What happened? Where did she go? And that sort of led me on this 9-year pursuit of tracking her life and what happened to her once she ran away.
And once she ran away, there was a relentless pursuit, apparently, by the Washington family in order to bring her back. Can you just tell us a little bit? You guys, you got to go out and get the book, but tell us a little bit about the measures and lengths our first president went to in order to get his slave back on the plantation.
I think that's probably one of the things that's most surprising about the book is it shows us a different side of George Washington and Martha Washington, because technically Oney was owned by Martha Washington, but George was responsible for the estate. And she made a decision that once she found out she was going to be actually given away, she was going to be given away as a wedding gift to one of the Washington's grandchildren. And she said, no, I'm not going to do it. She had lived in Philadelphia and New York for 7 years. She was 22 years old, and she made the decision that she would not return. She would not return to Virginia, and she was no longer going to be enslaved. And so she made that bold and daring decision to run, and she was able to be successful with the help of free blacks in both Philadelphia and Portsmouth, where she ends up traveling to. And it's a story that really, right now, as you said, is so poignant, because here is this 22-year-old enslaved black woman who resisted the President of the United States.
That's right, that's right. And it's a critical story to be told, because we go from this 22-year-old runaway to the 22-year-old we just saw in the last break going up and climbing and taking down a Confederate flag. Look how far we've come.
Kickstart your day at 7 and get the news you need from the perspective you want. NewsOne Now with Roland Martin, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.